Hello everyone, I'm Matt Williamson. How's it going? Happy Labor Day weekend to all. I am recording this pretty late in the day, Sunday. Probably get you something on Memorial Day as well, but want to make sure you get something for your ear holes while you're mowing the lawn or grilling or whatever you're doing on Monday. I hope you're having a good time. Little early to start breaking down the Jets. I'll also do a mailbag between now and then. But this is something I can't harp on enough, and a little bit of it's repetitive from months ago and really since the season ended, about the Steelers' philosophical defensive choices, makeup from last year. I mean, I think you guys know that I find it imperative to generate more sacks. With this good a pass rush, the highest paid defense by a wide margin in the league, I have told you, I think it could be the best D in the league. I think they have the best pass rushers in the league. Now, Houston and Green Bay with Micah Parsons all of a sudden are in that conversation as well. There's no question. But some things just really need to change. I mean, the predictability schematically of this defense, and if you've listened to me, I've made excuses / realizations of why they were so static and similar in terms of play calls, snap after snap. And some of it's they didn't trust their other corners to play more man. Porter was the only guy that they really felt they had that capability with. They didn't feel like they had to blitz to get home. But they were the number one team defense in the use of a single high safety, of a middle-of-the-field safety. Number one. Like, I don't think you want to be 1 or 32 in any of these, unless you're the best in the league going, but that's unrarely. Not only that, here's what's bothered me more. We know that Dick LeBeau, zone pressures. Now, that's a little outdated. The league has caught up with that. That was many years ago, folks, that the Steelers were Blitzburg, zone pressures, LeBeau, who's an amazing coordinator, etc., was revolutionizing things. That being said, no defense ran fewer zone pressures than the Steelers last year. Dead last. And here's the one that bothers me. And to me, this comes to coaching. And they had the fewest unblocked pressures in the league as well. What do we mean by that? That's scheme. That's blitz packages. You know, like, how many times do we see Hilton or Williams from the second level or Shazier or Kendrell Bell, or we go on and on. Polamalu. I'm going to go back and back and back. Where guys are coming free and creating pressures that weren't blocked, where you beat the protection scheme, purely X's and O's type of thing, because we know they have the horses. And now that with the corners, all I'm saying is I'm going to have a short leash with this stuff early in the season if they're just running the same stuff, single high, not a lot of change. I told you a while back, no defense aligns their defensive linemen. That goes from Watt all the way to Highsmith, Cam, everybody in between, in the exact same spots more often than the Steelers. You know, like, you know exactly where Watt's at. You know exactly where Hayward is. And that's just based more on execution to me than using your wits. And it usually, and for the most part, during the regular season, it works. But during the playoffs, you get destroyed. You know, I mean, Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, all these top coordinators, you just keep doing the same stuff over and over. Even if your Jimmies and Joes are great, which I think the Steelers are, they're going to out-scheme you, you know? So some other things. They brought 3 pass rushers. No defense brought 3 pass rushers at a lower percentage than Pittsburgh. Basically, the Steelers never only brought 3. But the Steelers did bring 6 or more pass rushers at the third highest rate. They're not a huge blitz team, but when they blitz big. But they never threw a 3-man pressure at you, basically. Watt was only behind 2 guys in quarterback hits. You know, some of them I'm just talking about sacks. They were second in the league in quarterback hits as a team. And only 2 players had more quarterback knockdowns, sacks plus hits, than Watt. They led the league with 24 batted passes. Their turnovers created, forced fumbles, as well as drawing penalties were all best in the league. They tied with the Vikings for most takeaways. Only 2 defenses created more false start penalties by their opponents than the Steelers. They were also third at generating offensive holding calls. So they're a handful. They're batting down passes. They're causing fumbles. They're causing big plays, even without sacks. To me, that just shows the players are great. But if we could get some unblocked pressures mixed in, maybe that's more 5-man rush. Maybe it's just devising a better pass rush scheme, better blitz packages. And I know this doesn't reflect great on the coaches, but I do trust the coaching staff for the most part to fix these things. And I definitely think the front office implies with their moves more depth on the D-line, the corner moves, of course. Minka, you let go. Maybe you're not going to play as much single high, that they're aware of it. But I just want you guys and all of us to be aware this first month or so of the season, has it changed? And that's why I say a month. Like, if you're 4-0 and it's working and you're doing boring stuff, fine. But if you're having issues and you're still doing the same thing over and over, you see where I'm getting on this. Last note that I took note of this actually when I did the schedule release show way back when, is all 4 of the Steelers' first opponents drafted an offensive lineman in the first round. The Jets, like the Steelers very recently, went tackle the past 2 years. So you're going to get, that tells us 2 things. First of all, rookies struggle, especially early in their rookie year, even if they're first round picks, but especially offensive linemen, a lot throw out at you. But it also implies these teams thought their O-line wasn't very good last year. The Patriots are the best example. The Vikings totally revamped their entire interior line. These are teams that are all on the front 5, or the first 4 games. Seattle had one of the worst lines in the league. So you're going to get high-profile rookies that first month. Throw some more stuff at them. That's all I'm really getting at. All right, everyone. Again, enjoy your Labor Day. I will do a mailbag maybe tomorrow, or just kind of introduce you to the Jets before we really nerd out. I got a lot of nuggets on both sides of the ball. Obviously, Fields versus Rodgers, the upside-down version, considering both of them were starting quarterbacks last year at this time for the opposite team. Pretty cool, crazy. And that's a wrap for today. Take care.